before. Clean up my salon. You will never walk alone. Once there is life, there is hope. It's time to rise up, Mama Salone. Watch me now, let we not give up because things stronger. Let we hope and pray so you go better. Only if we come together as one, we gon' make a change with a positive plan. Hey. Salone, the land that we love, let we make we country. There is no place like home. We for live as family. I'm a tick like a bro. We all know I know inside Salone. Salone, the land that we love, let we make we country. There is no place like home. We for live as family. I'm a tick like a bro. We all know I know inside Salone. Tire for the labo. Let we come together for go before. Beautiful people, wonderful nation. Let we tie and fight against corruption. Salone better one, it ain't now we are. Let we walk as one, for better we land. Blood is thicker than water. We all are brothers and sisters. If we all come together, then the future go better. Salone, the land that we love, let we make we country. There is no place like home. We for live as family. I'm a tick not a bro. We all know I know inside Salone. Salone, the land that we love, let we make we country. There is no place like home. We for live as family. I'm a tick not a bro. We all know I know inside Salone. Tire for the labo. Let we come together for go before. Salone, Salone, yeah, Salone. Say, what we the fence we say, what we the super we say, more or less disgrace we say. And I know why, with the suffer we say, fetch we say, with the neglect we say. And I know something about politics, something about habit. But tell me, how we go grow? Something about tribalism, something about nepotism. Tell me, how we go grow? Oh, 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 Mama Salone, we owe it to you. We gon' do all thing where we go able for better we owe. Mama Salone, make
Yo, Slim. Hello, yeah, Badge. What's up, man? What you do? So nothing much, man. Just watch television, man. The television right now, man, has so much violence. I tell you, man. You know, from channel to channel, we the flick channel to channel. You know, nothing peaceful not happen, right? Just like, you know, so violence, killing, you know, shooting everywhere. And you know, so we on election, they can't right now in Sierra Leone. And I don't begin people don't begin the fight, you know, and the election not even start yet. We need a peaceful election, you see.
Believe, you know what I mean? So man for really do something about this, you know. Man for do something about it.
I get for do them right now immediately, I can go on and try for do a peace song. Man, I need for give peace a chance.
So I support your idea anyway. I support your idea.
Now, as I get off here, they go do something about this right now. For real.
Election don't come back here. But I don't mean to fulfill with several. But yet still we got some love to share. A big love with both wisely. No fighting. Then we give each a chance. Too much violence, one take over we land. But we for no for say we all now wally. And this violence not take over we land. Then we give each a chance. Too much violence, one take over we land. But we for no for say we all now wally. And this violence not take over we land.
I don't know why they say election at the template say you then they some big fool. Maybe because of the separation, then they allow politicians they use them like tool. Remember say then they do all this cause them please man they no go better school. One pega pack small little chin cause see women they kill themselves like full fool. But we for wise up and be conscious cast your votes wisely, no brutality.
Then we give each a chance. Too much violence, one take over we land. But we for no for say we all now wally. And this violence not take over we land.
Smoke. We could give peace a chance. Yes, you know what? No violence, Salone and unite. Make we all real and build real land. We don't want no killing, no fighting, no more. No shooting, no looting, no, no. To give peace a chance. So all the youth them, make we all say no to violence. No to violence. No. Make nobody not can fool you for one backwest. I got union rise up, so we can't give it
Then we
right up.
give each a chance. Too much violence, one take over we land. But we for no for say we all now wally.
We for no, yeah.
And this violence not take over we land.
No. As man name the every election. I don't tell them they begin for tension. They take nap, they go fed man convention. You know they come for be part of solution. And they come for be part of pollution. Look where we they fed we sell. Look where we they chook we sell. We they fed we sell. We they Allah say we run. See all this color for the box up the people don't color. All this not follow. No one we don't come to one and get it's not one fun.
This na Salone, na info privé. Salone na we own, make we all am like a A. Make we love with them instead of who they first bet. Look what thing happen between LJ and Fish. They lost their life without no profit. 11 years war, but man and other thing. Them man no come on and they go let people cry. And put the family they pass up and not like a fly. And let us sit on they say if I be no. I no go. Conscious time awareness age says by DJ Bay.
Then we give each a chance. Too much violence, one take over we land. But we for no for say we all now wally. Then this violence not take over we land. Then we give each a chance. Too much violence, one take over we land. But we for no for say we all now wally. Then this violence not take over we land.
This is a message where they go to the youth. Them wanna not allow no politician for use una. You know, wanna make sure say una vote for the right person and the right time. Wait for the date of the election and they come out. They go vote for who that you know say get for take this country to another level. Vote peacefully.
the basket. We for no say there's no place like home. On a levy come, let we make this a constant mandate. Even in limbo, lock up.
Let me make Salone for we pick it in future.
Pull my thing, go create your record.
President say we for all agriculture. We gain independent 1961. 50 years now, we don't see my make a man. And it tell me so we for work as one. For make we go before, now in for me we plan. Land that we love, I was Sierra Leone. I love me the girls, me and the cats on the bone. Before don't say there's no place like home. Where we go the papi when sit down at the throne. This anniversary we all for celebrate. Everybody come we know they segregate. It's not the time we all for jubilate. Make mama Salone no say we appreciate.
Only we make we mama Salone. Inside this 50th anniversary. We for no say there's no place like home. Only we come let we make this a constant mandate. Even in limbo, lock up.
Let me make Salone for we pick it in future.
Pull my thing, go create your record.
President say we for all agriculture. S, nice stand for sincerity. I, nice stand for integrity. E, nice stand for efficiency. I, nice stand for reality. I, not for reliability. Mama Salone get more for quality. A, nice stand for we agriculture. Let we not forget back for respect the culture. Leone. Now let we live as O-N-E. Mama Salone now Y-O-N-E. But there is no place like H-O-N-E.
Only we make we mama Salone. Inside this 50th anniversary. We for no say there's no place like home. Only we come let we make this a constant mandate. Even in limbo, lock
Let
up.
me make Salone for we pick it in future.
Pull my thing, go create your record.
President say we for all agriculture. Yeah. How we exalt the realm of the free. Where is the love that we have for thee? The Lion Mountain, land of the free. At the center of the city is the cotton tree. Please come over, serenade, so relaxing. Protected by the prayers of God and the klaxon. Christian, Lent, Muslim, Ramadan fasting. Where is the love is the question I'm still asking.
Only we make we mama Salone. Inside this 50th anniversary. We for no say there's no place like home. Only we come let we make the constant mandate. Even in limbo, lock
Let
up.
me make Salone for we pick it in future.
Pull my thing, go create your record.
President say we for all agriculture.
Faminu tasparanenu tasbampan tofange tafeta sunina tekai fatie tofompo na mui fatie mboyo na ntofe bamoni sanje mode salo wa sambidua smane moni na dondwa moni tayoma bodia fachima moni tomonyona Ewe biambe, na mido babo hiande, bamini abia binte, bako bakeren tunko, na baminta na tontingina, be mukegen nu yensemina, kena na baminta tontingina reten tumbe, be minu be am kegen tunko, me babo hande, bakeren tunko.
Only we make we mama Salone. Inside this 50th anniversary. We for no say there's no place like home. Only we come let we make this a constant mandate. Even in limbo, lock
Let
up.
me make Salone for we pick it in future.
Pull my thing, go create your record.
President say we for all agriculture.
Banga! I'm into building. You, big fellow Salomon. What's up, man?
Hey, what you want begin so? Tribalism. And it well Konski 1 minute.
What's up, Similio?
Pull out the show.
I pledge my love and loyalty to my country Salone. I vow to serve her faithfully at all time, yeah. And I foresee me as your brother man. Now so before leave every day. Miss go see her as me sister too. And we go live happily. Together as one no. Now so before they go help we you. Salone we own, not so I'm my own. So make we build this home. Say no to tribalism. I say not love, oh, not love we need. Oh. Say no to tribalism. Make them team feeling ball of God. Say no to tribalism. I say not love, oh, not love we need. Oh. Say no to tribalism. Full of my dingo, cook and courage and go. Say no to
to tribalism.
Not a one man, not a one man get ya. Not a one man, not a one man get ya. Not a one man, not a one man get ya. Salone, now we all get up. Sometimes I dey feel like a crying. Why always we forfeit we serve? Sometimes I dey feel like a dying my people. Why we forget we serve? Make no party or region. Make no religion or divide we. We all now one family, so make we live as one. So take go. We the citizens are big city. Where bridge not go shake at all. If only we unite, if only we unite, we go stand tall. Together as one, no. Now so before they go help we you. Salone we own, up to one my own. So make we build this home. Say no to tribalism. I say not love, oh, not love we need. Oh. Say no to tribalism. Make that simply loco. Say no to tribalism. I say not love, oh, not love we need. Oh. Say no to tribalism. Food love my dingo, and go. Say no to tribalism. Not a one man, not a one man get ya. Not a one man, not a one man get ya. Not a one man, not a one man get ya. Salone, now we all get ya. Salone now one, and I in a me tribe. For the facts are not scribe, and that's not me pride. For them full man, me not the analyst. But it was idiots for them, not the scriber list. Men them see me, are the one, una left, una yagi, or Rwanda, una the make like, una left. The old should have been the taxing and then get. Now let the truth see, they say, well, if not that, make we fets. More than 800,000 people that die. Just listen for us, we make the one all world cry. Salone war, let's see they with the cry. 11 years, now it's 200,000 we die. Sierra Leoneans, we na family. Creole married Kono, and they live happily. We picking them, waiting at them position. When my man Skype, papa Skype, they fight for division. Tribalism, regionalism, na the roots of boku, nepotism. Among we use for solariets. But why now for Skype with the discriminate? Together as one, no. Now so before they go help we you. Salone we own, up to one my own. So make we build this home. Say no to tribalism. I say not love, oh, not love we need. Oh. Say no to tribalism. Make that simply limba loco. Say no to tribalism. I say not love, oh, not love we need. Oh. Say no to tribalism. Food love my dingo, and go. Say no to tribalism. Not a one man, not a one man get ya. Not a one man, not a one man get ya. Not a one man, not a one man get ya. Salone, now we all get ya. I think I don't say everything on the song. Salone, Scribe war not so picking wow. It destroy a whole nation in minutes. Now let we come on at that side. Let me think about developments. I go by the name of Articles for the East Coast Power Bank. I'm in the building. I still at you. Banga. Not a one man, not a one man get ya. Not a one man, not a one man get ya. Not a one man, not a one man get ya. Salone, now we all get a more.
My name is Natasha Beck. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Natasha Beckley, reading Salone Turns 56. As the breeze they blow, as sets me I laid on a veranda for make me mind escape. Kissed by the heat of your sun, coaxed by the Juba Hill breeze, I just want to enjoy this break. We connection so strong, mama. Captivated by your beauty, this not the image of Salone that I want captured on tape. Resilient and strong, superwoman you are, dressed in a green, white, and blue cape. Observant, I smile watching you. It's been 29 years of getting to know you better. Ecstatic to introduce you to the world. Ladies and gentlemen, I speak of my queen Sierra Leone had you met her. Filled with emotions and questions, in this journey of self-direction, my thoughts scatter because of your imperfection. This time, I can't see you instead of writing you a letter. How you they do, mama? I hear that you've been under pressure, but I'm glad to see that you're doing much better. Bo, how you ling so? I know say you tired as you wondering for you picking in tomorrow. You did look up to God for in grace. I know say you disappointed mama me back, no able to not here and watching at you face. After years of independence, this not so the image where you been dreaming for this place, but please mama, give with the youth some time for continue for strive for excellence. Now we get for pick up you pace. Oh mama, stop smiling like that. You always know how to get me, you're so contagious. So resilient you stand with open wounds caused by war and Ebola, but still beautiful and courageous. Like how you find so strong West African goddess. 56 years has never looked so good. Mama, you don't even age. You're so young and vibrant. The world was stunned by your beauty, even on the universe stage. This is your time to shine, mama. Blossom. Show the world your potential. At times it feels like you're caged. There is so much that I could remember, so much that you have taught about your goodness, mama. I would need more than a page. So here we go. I'm so glad to be home, me and you connected back as one. No matter how far I go, I remember that you laid the foundation. With you, my success begun. So as a couple sent from other country them, to your development forced me mind they run. Before we talk about seriousness, mama, make I remind you of we fun. The sweetest mangoes I swear come from Port Loco. Make we invest in your agriculture, mama. You worth plenty, couple. Travel go Bombali, granny de Friday akara and moko, lem magi and pepper, konkuba and popo. Freetown Beach, Sunday na day with a soccer. Send and go down after the fruits wine and soccer. Fast months, then small picking and they try, but then they end up by cocoa. Saturday, fufu, cowbelle, and with okra. School days, fresh border day for sale. All they do well. You know life now. Today no guarantee, but tomorrow a man can tell. Interproproma jam jam was my favorite word to spell. Mama, you remember? INTERPROPROJAM. Interproproma jam jam. Sokoloko bangoshe. SHOKOLOKOBANGOSHAY. Sokoloko bangoshe. I laugh, mama. We have so much to offer, but sometimes I feel as if you've forgotten your worth. There's no place like home, mama. You stole my heart ever since the day of my birth. But I am worried. Now that makes today I can't talk to you for bring some issues to your attention. Then say, where yams white na for cobam. But these issues need to be exposed, mama. Some wrongs have to be mentioned. Mama, nothing say we don't big now. We still in need of your guidance. Separated by the oceans, but to you I owe all my alliance. We sister and they disgrace themselves because they lack self-esteem, and they see me small border and they resort to violence. Tell we border them for stop raping children, mama. This is a sickness and we must break the silence. Shameful. Now we consider and they blame as we picking and behavior and they go from good to worse. Mama, disgraceful. Some they try for tarnish others than character. Now, na Salone, who can you trust? Unfaithful. Now social media we don't thought for disrespect with people them. So mamikos. Distasteful. The behavior of your children, mama, all man gains we discuss. Mama, they really recorded voices of you girl picking and they cry to Papa government before time too late. In search of greener pastures, they left life na Salone, go turn slaves na Kuwait. I can understand their want for opportunity to get out of poverty and to put more food on their plates. But we within a Salone, we remember that the grass is never greener on the other side. Me sister, then make we patient. Make we just wait. Without light and water, we no go ever rise above the poverty line. Without jobs and opportunities, mama, how you expect we people learn for stay upline? Without updated educational materials, we picking and go lost in chance for shine. Without positive mentorship, we got picking and no go ever believe say Salone woman they we find. I passed up Regents the other day, mama. The forest view just the empty. Now we dey roast under sun before the shade been plenty. For we will not get the beauty of Salone, now we own gentry. So do ya, as you dey build your mansion, for any tick where you dey cut down, we dey beg you, now for plants 20. Sometimes with man English can sound so strange. But now we get for fight for Salone against climate change, natural disasters. Us then just they born mama, the country they per flood, properties then they per spoil. Landslides, are they see communities they are sinking deep in the soil. Mama, I dream of the day where they see affordable housing built to change the image of your ghettos. Young children going to school, annually giving stilettos. The struggle is real because of poverty. Young children are walking collecting metals. You have to be present to understand that these are kings and queens of the next generation and they deserve to be walking on roses and petals. My brother and sister, them, una don't register? Because
As I vividly remember, it was a beautiful day in this dream. The colors of green, white, and blue dominated the red earth in the scene, and there was nothing else in between. From a distance, you can hear the sweet melodies coming from xylophones and the djembe combined with the heavenly voices of talented singers. I hear legends such as the great Jankanabe, Steady Bongo, and Dr. Allah. Oh, what a delightful feeling I feel. The aroma of spices from indigenous dishes permeates the air as we are all gathered here outside the house to celebrate the 55th birthday of our beautiful and beloved Mama Salone. Mama Salone, where are you? Your children await you, we anxiously cry. But Mama Salone was nowhere in sight, so I decided to go inside and find out why. I walked into a dark room where the only light penetrating was from a hole through the thatched roof, and there she was in a corner sitting in her wooden stool. I said, Mama, Mama. She turned around with tears in her eyes and she replied, what is it, my son? I said, Mama, why are you crying? It's supposed to be a day and we are here to celebrate with you. She said, son, it is with a heavy heart that I tell you this. I am not happy and I'm tired of your hypocrisy. Every year you put on your favorite garments to celebrate me, but what you fail to realize is that I'm dying slowly. Gone is the filial affection that my children once had for me. Gone is the unity and compassion that I taught you all. You've practiced hate to perfection, hindering the progress of a potential civilized nation by injecting venom into the veins of our future generation. Gone is the respect and pride that I once had. You've embraced ignorance. You shun morals and ethics while you blatantly disregard education and integrity. Once called the Athens of West Africa, but now wherever my name is mentioned, it is ridicule that follows my child. So tell me, how do you expect me to go out looking like this? Look at all the scars that you've left on my once rich and beautiful chocolate skin. Look, I say look, my son. I groomed some of you to become strong leaders, but you've never failed to betray me. For a long time you've humiliated me, and for your unselfish interest you've allowed strangers to abuse me. They drill holes in search of treasures, treasures that I kept for you and your children, and the children for many, many years to come. Now that is a burden too heavy for a mother's shoulder to carry. Daily I cry as I watch you go astray, turning on each other and shedding blood. You've completely transformed my image for the worse. Poverty, corruption and injustice has been my profile picture on the world's media for a very long time. So look here, my son, you do me a favor. You go back out there and pass on this message to your siblings. Nobody is excluded and you are all responsible for my health. To help regain my strength, I will need you all to stop saying and start doing. Although majority of the damage is caused by those that I put in power, but to fix it is gonna take all of you to change. Unite again, love again, educate again so you can build and rise again. Embrace one another. Now out you go, my son. Everything is gonna be alright. Everything is gonna be alright. Everything is gonna be alright, Ma. Everything is gonna be alright. Everything is gonna be alright. Everything is gonna be alright, Mama. Everything is gonna be alright. Everything is gonna be. So Mama, don't cry. Oh, no. Mama, don't cry. Hey, listen. Brothers and sisters, let's help her grow, so Mama won't cry. Hey, brothers and sisters, let's help her grow, so Mama won't cry. Mama Salone, we love you. Happy 55th, MDG, and I'm out. April 27, I welcome you again. You're a reminder that I'm getting older, and also a painful reminder that my agony is not getting any better. My children are getting ready to celebrate me, fine. But it's also a painful reminder that the picture hasn't gotten any clearer. I see a lot of devastation and I smell the stench of death of our nation. Premature extinction of a young generation, all due to greed and corruption. Crippling this beautiful creation. Imminently Sierra Leone crashes, and that's the world's anticipation. They say it takes real eyes to realize we'll realize. Well, in this case, I just realized that I might have given birth to a generation of blinds. Or are they just intentionally using the fault to distract them from moving forward? Or maybe not to remind them of who they are by looking behind. At least if you know not where you're going, know where you're coming from. And eventually your moral compass will lead you to your destination. Take away the ignorance and the hate as the process of elimination. A greener pasture for your children tomorrow shall be your justification. I see a lot of self-righteousness on social media, copying and pasting ideas, propagating arrogance, talking more and less action to end this hysteria, ignoring the sage, refusing to turn to a new page, continuously unleashing your rage. Well, must I remind you that for every generation of ignorance there is a wage. Power conscious breeds corruption, I agree. But if the rest of West Africa is rising, why can't we? Settling for less, let's change their mentality and let us be free. Take off those blindfolds, I raised you with 2 eyes, so use them and see. Sierra Leoneans, lions on the mountain, hearts of a warrior. Let's do it for Baibura and let's do it for Sengbe Pierre, Madame Yoko, and the soul of Kailondo, and many more that believed independence will unite us, and many more that believe together we are an incredible force.
It's time for us to wake up and agree that with this blindfold we'll be living in misery. Time.
April 27, I welcome you once again. Happy Independence to you, Mama Salone. It's always a bittersweet moment, cause one minute I wanna celebrate you and the next minute I wanna reflect on the agony that we put you through. Mama, oh Mama Salone, you are the strongest woman that I know, cause that you bana 7 million picking the also not too easy team for deal with. You carry the good, the bad, and the ugly, but it's gonna take every single one of us to restore your true essence. Though we've never given you a chance to reveal your true beauty, but it's in my eyes as a beholder, Mama, you are the reflection of an African goddess. A true lioness that can be seen from your ranges, and that's why they name you Sierra. It wasn't by mistake, and only time will tell that you have the finest mane in Sub-Sahara. It is disappointing to know that we can do better, together, healthier and stronger. Sierra, I can only imagine. Watching others elevate while you relegate. Same nations that learned from you during your days of Athens of West Africa are now donors to your cause as one of the poorest on the continent. So unfair. But I will say this, we are the cause to our problems. Siamese crocodile, crabs in the barrel mentality, forgetting that if you eat, I eat. When I get full, you get full, so I battle over food. Biting my nose to spite my face, when at the end of the day I might want to take a picture to show that I'm beautiful. If I hurt you, I hurt me. Put politics aside. Put tribes aside, man, they team your full life, doesn't matter, we're all Sierra Leoneans. Your pain should be my pain. Pride of a nation and progression for the common good should be our common goal. I know say we far from Musa one day, but we can always start today. At 60, I'm actually tired of playing the blame game and pointing the finger at you, and you. So today it's about what can I do? Fellow Sierra Leoneans, embrace, respect, love. Let's do it for the green, white, and blue.
If it wasn't for love, if it wasn't for hope, if it wasn't for strength, Mama, you would be gone. I know you want us united, we'll lose when we're divided. Mama, yes, I know it ain't easy, but please keep holding on. If it wasn't for love, if it wasn't for hope, if it wasn't for strength, Mama, you would be gone. I know you want us united, we'll lose when we're divided. Mama, yes, I know it ain't easy, but please keep holding.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's do this. April 27, I welcome you once again. Happy birthday to you, my beautiful Mama Salone. I bow my head in shame, cause once again I bring you no gifts, and for 57 years all you've received is pain and excuses. So what is the essence of our celebration when instead of wealth multiplying and poverty being subtracted, salts to the injury of my people is added? Now we have tribes at the top, tribes at the bottom, lying in between, so technically we are divided. We had a chance to get rid of a bad seed and sow a better one, but instead they planted a similar one. Social media turned everyone into analysts, professors, and journalists. And honestly, I was part of that wagon, but I perceived it all as a collective awareness. Many like myself followed our instincts and trusted our judgments. We became freedom fighters because we wanted the best for this beautiful nation. Mama, you gave us hope and a leader in the form of KKY. And just when the progressive train was in full throttle, we would derail back to square one, which reminded us of the illiterate mass. The one man that was qualified enough to help us elevate was the one man that they chose to desecrate. Why is it that we hate intelligence and why can't we embrace excellence? We choose division over unity. Lack of morality and long gone in our culture is the respect for integrity. In the battlefield, many chose color over valor. Jumped in a boat full of pirates, impressing it in sailors. I just pray they don't take us back to the days of short sleeves and long sleeves, cause my people never again wanna encounter those tailors. Never again. But honestly, mama, we still have a sickness. Diagnosis is mental blindness and prognosis is total domination of wickedness over human kindness. Ingenuity never got a chance to unveil its full potential while mediocrity became conspicuous and is going pro. But let me remind you, mama, that there's a rise in patriotic Sierra Leoneans, warriors that are ready to defend this land and change the status quo. A revolution has begun, and we shall never give up because we waited so far now we boku. We don't pass the days of Kiksid and Kuku, we know Munku now, we are open care, we know the ball. 1 + 1 at this place we must call on 2. This I promise you. If we not reach this if we begin and go pick up where we left, because we go continue for instill and empower them with the ideologies of hope, opportunity and transformation. Transformation to innovate so we can start to elevate. Cause where I come from, we never build spaceships to go to Mars. Instead, we are specialized in killing dreams and crushing hopes, and that's why we never reach the stars. For the people and by the people is the embodiment of democracy, but yet they fight over power empowerments which embodies their true heresy. Sierra Leone is blessed and fertile, that we know. So it's about time when you get elected, you fruitfully use what we have so we can grow. And no longer shall we turn a blind eye to the exploitation of our minerals down below. Not to personal property, so please spread the wealth and let it flow. Poverty and lack of education is the root of all this evil. So do ya, give it jobs, give it schools so we can start to write a better sequel. And the freedom to pursue happiness so we can start being a true independent nation. Happy anniversary, Mama Salone. Happy birthday. I wish you all the best in the future. God bless us all.
Salone, the land that we love. Let we make we continue. There is no place like home. We believe us firmly. From the tick now they broke. We all know I know inside Salone. Tire for the labo. Let we come together for good before. Clean up my Salone. You will never walk alone. Once there is life, there is hope. It's time to rise up. Mama Salone, watch me now. Let we not give up because things stronger. Let we hope and pray so you go better. Only if we come together as one, we gon' make a change with a positive plan. Salone, the land that we love. Let we make we continue. There is no place like home. We believe us firmly. I'm a tick now they broke. We all know I know inside Salone. Salone, the land that we love. Let we make we continue. There is no place like home. We believe us firmly. I'm a tick now they broke. We all know I know inside Salone. Tire for the labo. Let we come together for good before. Beautiful people, wonderful nation. Let we tie and fight against corruption. Salone better one, it ain't now we are. Let we walk as one, for better we land. Blood is thicker than water. We all are brothers and sisters. If we all come together, then the future go better. Salone, the land that we love. Let we make we continue. There is no place like home. We believe us firmly. I'm a tick now they broke. We all know I know inside Salone. Salone, the land that we love. Let we make we continue. There is no place straight we set. But with the summer but we set, more or less disgrace we set. And I know why, with the suffer we set, fetch we set, with the neglect we set. And I know some say our politics, some say our bad habits. But tell me, how we go grow? Some say our tribalism, some say our nepotism. Tell me, how we go grow? Mama, Salone, we owe it to you. We gon' do all thing where we go able for better we owe. Mama, Salone, may God bless you. We gon' change real attitude and ready for better we owe. Salone, the land that we love, that we make we country. There is no place like home. We for leave us family. I'm a tick my day, bro. We all know I know inside Salone. Salone, the land that we love, that we make we country. There is no place like home. We for leave us family. I'm a tick my day, bro. We all know I know inside Salone. Taya for the labo. Let me come together for the before. Taya for the labo. Let me come together for the before. Salone, the land that we love, that we make we country. There is no place like home. We for leave us family. I'm a tick my day, bro. We all know I know inside Salone. Salone, the land that we love, that we make we country. There is no place like home. We for leave us family. I'm a tick my day, bro. We all know I know inside Salone. Taya for the labo. Let me come together for the before. Salone, you will never walk alone. Once there is life, there is hope. It's time to rise up, Mama Salone. Watch me now, let we not give up because things stronger. Let we hope and press so you go better. Only if we come together as one, we gon' make a change with a positive plan. Salone, the land that we love, let we make we country. There is no place like home. We for leave us family. I'm a tick my day, bro. We all know I know inside Salone. Salone, the land that we love, let we make we country. There is no place like home. We for leave us family. I'm a tick my day, bro. We all know I know inside Salone. Taya for the labo. Let me come together for the before. Beautiful people, wonderful nation. Let we tie and fight against corruption. Salone better one, it ain't now we are. Let we walk as one, for better we land. Blood is thicker than water. We all are brothers and sisters. If we all come together, then the future go better. Salone, the land that we love, let we make we country. There is no place like home. We for leave us family. I'm a tick my day, bro. We all know I know inside Salone. Salone, the land that we love, let we make we country. There is no place like home. We for leave us family. I'm a tick my day, bro. We all know I know inside Salone. Taya for the labo. Let we come together for the before. Salone. disgrace we say. But with the sum up we say, more less disgrace we say. And I know why, with the suffer we say, fix we say, with the neglect we say. And I know something about politics, something about habits. But tell me, how we go grow? Something about tribalism, something about nepotism. Tell me, how we go grow? Mama, Salone, we owe it to you. We gon' do all thing where we go able for better we owe. Mama, Salone, may God bless you. We gon' change real attitude and ready for better we owe. Salone, the land that we love, let we make we country. There is no place like home. We for leave us family. From a chicken they broke. We all know I know inside Salone. Salone, the land that we love, let we make we country. There is no place like home. We for leave us family. From a chicken they broke. We all know I know inside Salone. Tire for the labo. Let we come together for the before. Tire for the labo. Let we come together for the before.
Yo, Slim.
Hello, yeah, Badge. What's up, man? What you do?
So nothing much, man. Just watch television, man. The television right now, man, has so much violence. I tell you, man. You know, from channel to channel, we flick channel to channel. You know, nothing peaceful not happen, right? Just like, you know, so violence, killing, you know, shooting everywhere. And you know, so we on election, they can right now in Sierra Leone. And I don't begin people don't begin the fight, you know, and the election not even start yet. We need a peaceful election, you see.
Believe, you know what I mean? So man for really do something about this, you know. Man for do something about it.
I get for do them right now immediately. I can go on and try for do a peace song. Man, I need for give peace a chance.
Sam, I support your idea anyway. I support your idea.
Now, as I get off here, they go do something about this right now. For real.
Election don't come back here. But I don't mean to fulfill with several. But yet still we got some love to share. A big love with both wisely. No fighting. There we give each a chance. Too much violence want take over our land. Going for no for say we all now wally. And this violence not take over our land. There we give each a chance. Too much violence want take over our land. Going for no for say we all now wally. And this violence not take over our land.
I don't know why they say election at the template say you then they some big fool. Maybe because of the separation, then they allow politicians they use them like tool. Members say then they do all this cause them feel man they no go better school. One pega pack small little chin cause see women they kill themselves like full fool. But we for wise up and be conscious. Cast your votes wisely, no brutality.
There we give each a chance. Too much violence want take over our land. We for no for say we all now wally. And this violence not take over our land. Smoke. We could give peace a chance. As you know what, no violence. Salone and unite. Make we all real and build we land. We don't want no killing, no fighting, no more. No shooting, no looting, no. To give peace a chance. To all the youth them, make we all say no to violence. No to violence. No. Make nobody no
a fully for one backless. I got union rise up, so we continue go where we are top.
Give peace a chance. Too much violence, one take over our land. But we for no for say we are now.
We for no, yeah.
This violence not take over our land.
No. As man name the every election, I don't send any they begin for tension. They take nap, they go fed man convention. You know they come for the part of solution, and they come for the part of pollution. Look where we they fed we sell. Look where we they chook we sell. We they fed we sell. We they Allah say we run. See all this color for the box up the people don't color. All this not color. No one we don't go come to one and get it now one fun.
This na Salone, na import prevail. Salone na we own, make we all am like a A. Make we love we set instead of who they first bet. Look what it happened between LJ and Fish. They lost their life without no profit. 11 years war, but man and other thing. Them man not come on and they go let people cry. And put in family, they pass up and don't like a fly. And let us sit on they say, if I be no, I no go. Conscious time awareness age says by DJ Bay.
Let we give peace a chance. Too much violence, one take over our land. But we for no for say we are now. Let this violence not take over our land. Let we give peace a chance. Too much violence, one take over our land. But we for no for say we are now. Let this violence not take over our land.
This is a message where they go to the youth. Them una not allow no politician for use una. You know, una make sure say una vote for the right person and the right time. Wait for the date of the election and they come out. They go vote for who that you know say get for take this country to another level. Vote peacefully.
Salone, the land that we love. Let we make we country. There is no place like home. We for leave us family. From the thick man they broke. We all now wanna inside Salone. Tire for the labo. Let we come together for the people. Clean up my Salone. You will never walk alone. Once there is life, there is hope. It's time to rise up. Mama Salone, watch me now. Let we not give up because things stronger. Let we hope and pray so you go better. Only if we come together as one, we gon' make a change with a positive plan. Salone, the land that we love. Let we make we country. There is no place like home. We for leave us family. I'm a tick now they broke. We all now wanna inside Salone. Salone, the land that we love. Let we make we country. There is no place like home. We for leave us family. I'm a tick now they broke. We all now wanna inside Salone. Tire for the labo. Let we come together for the people. Beautiful people, wonderful nation. Let we tie and fight against corruption. Salone better one, it ain't now we on. Let we walk as one, for better we land. Blood is thicker than water. We all are brothers and sisters. If we all come together, then the future go better. Salone, the land that we love. Let we make we country. There is no place like home. We for leave us family. I'm a tick now they broke. We all now wanna inside Salone. Salone, the land that we love. Let we make we country. There is no place like home. We for leave us family. go before. Salone, Salone, yeah, Salone. Say, what we the fence we say, what we the super we say, more or less disgrace we say, and I know why, with the suffer we say, fence we say, neglect we say, and I know, some say our politics, some say our bad habits. But tell me, how we go grow? Some say na tribalism, some say na nepotism. Tell me, how we go grow? Oh, 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 Mama, Salone, we owe it to you. We gon' do all thing where we go able for better we owe. Mama, Salone, may God bless you. We gon' change attitude and ready for better we own. Salone, the land that we love, that we make we country. There is no place like home. We for leave us family. From a tick man they broke. We all know I know inside Salone. Salone, the land that we love, that we make we country. There is no place like home. We for leave us family. From a tick man they broke. We all know I know inside Salone. Tire for the labo. Let me come together for the before. Tire for the labo. Let me come together for the before.
Only we make we mama Salone inside this 50th anniversary. We for no say there's no place like home. Only we come, let we make this a country. Mindy, by love.
Let me make Salone for we begin future.
Ula Matingo Krio, we can know.
President say we for all agriculture. S, nice stand for sincerity. I, nice stand for integrity. E, nice stand for efficiency. Nice stand for reality. Not for reliability. Mama Salone get more for quality. Hey, nice stand for we agriculture. Let we not forget back for respect the culture. L-E-O-N-E. Let we live as O-N-E. Mama Salone now Y-O-N-E. Cause there is no place like H-O-N-E.
Let we make we mama Salone inside this 50th anniversary. We for no say there's no place like home. Let me come, let we make this a country. Mindy, by love.
Let me make Salone for we begin future.
Ula Matingo Krio, we can know.
President say we for all agriculture. Yeah. How we exalt thee, realm of the free. Where is the love that we have for thee? The Lion Mountain, land of the free. At the center of the city is the cotton tree. Please come over, serenade so relaxing. Protected by the prayers of God and the klaxon. Christian, Lent, Muslim, and them fasting. Where is the love is the question I'm still asking.
Only we make we mama Salone inside this 50th anniversary. We for no say there's no place like home. Let me come, let we make the country. Mindy, by love.
Let me make Salone for we begin future.
Ula Matingo Krio, we can know.
President say we for all agriculture.
Family to Sparanenu. Das Bampan to fange, Tafeta Sunina, Tekayi Fatia to for Poyanamui, Fatia Boyona Tofe.
Bamoni Sanje Monde Salo Sambidua, Smane Moni na Dondwa, Moni Tayoma, Bodia Fachima, Moni Tomonyona. Ye biambe, na mido babo yande, bamina biabinte, bako bakegen tunko, na baminta na tontingina, mbe mukegen nu yensemina, kena na baminta tontingina ye tentumbe, mbe minu yube am kegen tunko, mbe babo hande, bakegen tunko.
Only we make we mama salon inside this 50th anniversary. We for no say there's no place like home. Only we come let we make this we transcriminate, terminating by love dog.
Let we make salon for we begin in future.
All of my thing okay, you
make
can
president say we for all agriculture.
Sierra Leone, or Salone, is a country with a rich, intriguing and sometimes tragic history. Although the name Sierra Leone may invoke memories of its recent struggles such as the civil war at the end of the 20th century and the recent Ebola epidemic, there are other important episodes in this country's history that have shaped the way it is today. Like many other African nations, slavery and colonisation unfortunately play a key role in Sierra Leonean history. However, strives for freedom and the development of a diverse society are also integral to the story of Sierra Leone's past. So, without further ado, here is a brief history of Sierra Leone. Sierra Leone is a country in West Africa, with Guinea bordering to the north and Liberia to the south. Little is known of early Sierra Leonean history due to limited archaeological data. However, what is clear is that the area of land we now call Sierra Leone has been inhabited for perhaps 3,000 years or more. For years, this land remained relatively sheltered from the outside world. In this time, a number of tribal cultures had developed, such as the Shebro, Limba, Loko, and Temne, all of whom remain living in Sierra Leone today. Nevertheless, such isolation from the outside world would begin to change. In the 1400s, the Portuguese were prominent global explorers and had made various interactions with people up and down the West African coast. Indeed, the origins of the name Sierra Leone can be traced back to the Portuguese, as it supposedly hails from 1462, when Portuguese sailor Pedro da Sintra was exploring the western peninsula of Sierra Leone. Upon seeing the area, he named it Serra Leoa, which can be translated to Lion Mountains in English. Although the reasoning for the naming is debated, it is theorised that the thunderstorms that occurred on the Sierra Leonean coast sounded like the roar of a lion to the Portuguese sailors. An alternative theory is that the land formations of the mountainous western area resembled a lion. Serra Leoa provides the origins for the name Sierra Leone, which is an evolution from the original label. Outside influence also came in the shape of the Mane invasions in the mid-1500s. The Mane people hailed from the Malian Empire and were led by Queen Masariko. Due to their military organisation and superior weaponry, they were able to conquer large swathes of modern-day Sierra Leone by 1555, notably the coastal regions. Nevertheless, these invasions are hugely culturally significant to the makeup of modern-day Sierra Leone. For example, the Mende people, who account for roughly 30% of Sierra Leone's population, have been greatly linguistically and culturally influenced by the Mane. Gradually, over time, the Mane assimilated into the population of the existing tribal structure in the region. Throughout this period, Islam also began to gain more influence in the area, with Muslim missionaries, traders and teachers from the East peacefully spreading the religion. Due to this, Islam remains the largest religion in Sierra Leone today, accounting for about 78% of the population. Despite the earliest European interactions in the area coming from the Portuguese, the Western power that's had by far the greatest impact on Sierra Leonean history is Britain. Although the British traded with the indigenous peoples for other goods, Britain's main interest was the trading of slaves. The capturing of slaves in Sierra Leone can be traced back to the Elizabethan era and further, where notable English privateers such as John Hawkins and Francis Drake captured slaves from Sierra Leone. Between the 1500s and 1800, the taking of slaves flourished, with the British and other European powers acquiring people through either capture or trade with local tribes. Despite being tough to quantify, it is estimated that over 12 million slaves were taken from West Africa to the Americas, and as Sierra Leone was one of the main areas in which European powers sought slaves from, it is safe to assume that a significant proportion of those slaves came from Sierra Leone. Remnants of the heavy impact that the slave trade had on Sierra Leone can still be seen today in the form of the fort at Bunce Island built in the 1670s. For example, it is estimated that 50,000 slaves were transported out of Bunce Island Fort alone. Slavery as an institution would have a profound effect on West Africa and Sierra Leone especially. Many in the region suffered and died as a result of the slave trade. However, the western area of Sierra Leone would soon become a place in which freed slaves from various places in the Americas and Britain would return. With increasing abolitionist sentiment in England, the attention of prominent abolitionists such as Granville Sharp turned to the resettling of former slaves in Africa. In 1787, the first attempt to establish a colony for freed slaves in the western area came in the form of the establishment of Granville Town, named after Sharp. However, this first resettlement failed due to poor conditions and hostility from local sub-chiefs, amongst other factors. A successful colony would later be set up in 1791 by the British-formed Sierra Leone Company. The occupants of this colony were some people left over from the failed Granville Town settlement and freed slaves from Nova Scotia, many of whom had fought in order to earn their freedom in the American War of Independence. Over 1,000 freed slaves travelled from Nova Scotia and named their new settlement Freetown, the modern-day capital, to emblemise their freedom and new life. The settlement did encounter troubles in its earlier years, in the form of internal divisions between the Sierra Leone Company and the settlers. However, the numbers in the colony were bolstered by the Maroons in 1800, who had fought for their freedom from slavery in Jamaica. The culture of the Maroons can still be seen in Sierra Leone to this day, in the form of St. John's Maroon Church in Freetown. In 1808, the British state took full control of the western area, establishing the British Crown Colony of Sierra Leone. After the abolition of the slave trade in the British Empire in 1807, the population of Freetown was gradually added to through the repatriation of people taken from captured slave ships. This contributed to the population of the colony increasing to 40,000 in 1840. The freed slave inhabitants of the western area would go on to be called Creoles, whose culture is reflected by both their African ancestry and their experiences with slavery. The relative early success of Freetown Colony led to the establishment of institutions such as Fora Bay College in 1827, the oldest university in West Africa. Despite British control of the western area during this period, their influence over the rest of the region that covers modern-day Sierra Leone remained relatively limited at the beginning of the 19th century. However, this would gradually begin to change, with the British exerting further influence into the rest of the area through force and treating with local tribes. It is worth noting that although the slave trade in the British Empire was abolished, illegal slave trading off the Sierra Leonean coast continued long after 1807. Perhaps one of the most notable stories stemming from this continued slavery is that of the revolt on La Amistad, one of the most prominent slave revolts in global history. In 1839, Mende, who were captured from Sierra Leone, revolted against their Spanish captors on board La Amistad and took control of the ship. After their successful revolt, the Sierra Leoneans chose to leave a few of the Spanish shipmasters alive with the intention to navigate back to Africa. However, they were tricked by the Spanish, who directed them towards the United States, where they eventually landed in Long Island, New York. The Mende captives were subsequently jailed in New Haven, Connecticut, and a diplomatic and legal battle ensued surrounding the situation to the Sierra Leoneans, focusing on whether they were free men and women or property of the Spanish. After taking their case to the United States Supreme Court, the Mende won their freedom and were able to return to their lives in Africa. Sengbe Pie was the instigator of the rebellion aboard the ship, which made Pie the leader of the only successful slave ship revolt where the captives returned to Africa in American history. For this reason, Sengbe Pie is one of the most revered figures in freed slave history and a symbol of global freedom to this day. This is part 2 of a brief history of Sierra Leone. If you're interested in watching part 1, please click the link in the description below. The modern-day borders of Sierra Leone stem from an 1895 treaty between Britain and France, which established the border with Guinea. In 1896, British influence over Sierra Leone became official, with a proclamation declaring the rest of what we call modern-day Sierra Leone a British protectorate. As the British declared rule over the protectorate, they exercised further powers over the tribal system in the area, the most notable of which, the hut or house tax, was a tax placed on every dwelling in the protectorate by the British. Many chieftains opposed the tax, which gave rise to the Hut Tax War of 1898. Despite the labelling, caution must be exercised when attributing the tax as the sole reason for the conflict. encroaching British influence as a whole contributed to the general discontent of local chiefs. The Hut Tax War had two main theatres of conflict. There was a Mende rebellion led by Nuagwa in the south, but the resistance to British rule, which was the most successful